Dominic Thiem to serve.
All opinions have been sought,
Ready?
all the stats gone through. But today, attitude is everything.
Love 15.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of second serves from Thiem into the forehand of Zverev. It is his quicker shot still, but it is the shot with a lot more spin that lands more often than not around the service line.
He's got long levers too, does Zverev, so I think the backhand becomes more compact. It increases the margin for error. It's a simpler shot. The forehand's got a big wind up, and gee, those arms are long. And to time the ball perfectly on the return of serve is not easy all the time.
Zverev looking very good early on here. Loose game from Thiem, really getting after it. But the errors have come, and the break points come early for the German. Not just the fact that Zverev is a little weaker on that side, that he's gone to the forehand. That has been his tendency in this tournament on both sides, to be fair, from Thiem to serve forehand with his first serve into even on the juice side here. See where he goes. Certainly making a statement in this opening game, whether he wins it or not. He's getting after the forehand of the German. Sasha's dad, it's fitness trainer Jez Green just alongside.
Let's for serve. Wait on. What is it?
It's a feather, I think, has floated. Is that a feather? I think so. Floated down through the roof. That's a smaller one.
Missed another one of those. Zverev up and running nice and quickly.
Well, he really didn't do much there, Zverev, except not miss. He was solid as a rock, didn't miss, didn't overplay. Thiem went for the line a few times with his backhand and missed. So 4 unforced errors actually from Thiem there. Only one from Zverev. That's the difference he's away, the youngster.
Alexander Zverev to serve.
Interesting coming
Love
in.
15.
Zverev actually been hugging the baseline a little bit more than Thiem has on rally contact points, so he's been up on the baseline far more than the Austrian. You wouldn't normally have said that about the German's game. A lot has been spoken about in terms of how deep he plays and not being sort of proactive enough. I just wonder whether he's going to take up a slightly deeper position tonight against the firepower from Thiem.
Yeah, you'd want him, if you're in his camp, you want him up close to the baseline here. You don't want him being pushed back because his defensive game is not as good as his offensive. Well, a real turnaround here. The polar opposite almost of the first game against serve. 24 shots there. Thiem just not looking like he was going to miss there. And Zverev a little bit puffed at the end of that point, not in position well enough.
Fifteen, 14.
We saw it against Nadal, the speed of foot of the Austrian.
Cain,
Wonderful athlete, great anticipation there. And he had presence of mind at the end here just to feel this ball over into an awkward position.
He might have got a net call with this, didn't he? Just flicked off the tape because there was an apology very quickly from Thiem. The trade breaks early on in this semi-final.
Love 15. Fifteen all.
I know he lost the opening game, Fitzy, but he looks very comfortable with the strategy out here. Comes down to him just executing it well.
And his confidence team must be sky high after beating Nadal. He believes here. Been waiting for him to have results on hard court with a game like this.
Mr. Zverev is judging the call on the left side.
Not sure about this call, but he's been playing so deep in the court on hard court team. A bit like his clay court stance, isn't it? He stays so far back, gives himself time. On the hard court, it doesn't work as well for him. But he's been stepping up more, it appears. And that, for me, is what he needs to do to become a world-class hard courter as well. Challenge again.
It's interesting to watch Thiem's court position here. He's not worried about the down-the-line forehand from Zverev at the moment at all. He's quite happy to nudge those slices down there and just come across court.
Yeah, he loops this ball a lot, doesn't he, from that angle. When I talked about teams land on the line, I'll play that again. When I talked about teams,
Replay the points.
his strategy has become a world-class man. I meant a world-class hard courter that can actually win the US Open or the Australian Open. I think he can. I don't know if it's too early for him yet, but as time goes on. The French is not the only tournament, for me, he can win. Saw that a lot against Nadal, didn't we? That forehand down the line, he hit it magnificently against the left-hander.
40-15.
It's just a bullet of a forehand, though, isn't it?
Racket head speed and timing.
$40-30.
Alexander Zverev Senior there. I played him when we were both 19 years old.
Did you? Did you win?
No.
Oh, disappointing.
It was close. I guess close ain't good enough in this game. He's a terrific player.
Game team.
Well, he tried something a little bit different there, did the German, but it didn't pay off. So much to gain tonight for both players.
Now that's good court coverage. And he's a little bit bricky at times at the net, is Alexander. Sasha, he should have really made that. But what an effort from Thiem. And have a look at how much court he covers here.
I mean, it's such a good slice that was.
There's the first one. You feel that this first serve has to be good, don't you? To me, he's going to need some free points there as this match wears on.
Fifteen touch. Boy, can you just take that? Thank you.
Oh, it looks like he wants to challenge
The team
that.
is challenging the call on the right.
Challenge
near side.
how far he missed it by. Because he's certainly not challenging it for it to be in.
Very strange.
30 all. The team has 2 challenges remaining.
Good depth. That won him the point, Zverev.
14-13. Cain. Zverev.
He's been averaging about 199 Ks throughout the course of this tournament on his first serve. That's a bit of a drop-off from 212 last year for the German, and clearly trying to protect his second serve a little bit so that he can make more first serves, which has worked out well. But he certainly seems to have put the mental fragility on that second serve behind him exceptionally well on top of that.
I love that play from Thiem.
15 love.
You know, on the hard court, if you stand up that close to the baseline and you possess a forehand as good as this man's, you can hurt a lot of people, and he's been accurate with it. He hit against Nadal, away to Nadal's forehand, actually, the left-hander. But he will have big effect against Zverev if he uses that a lot tonight, you would expect.
To love.
7 mile an hour difference between these two guys. Forehands team up at 131 Ks. And you can see also why Thiem wants to trade with Zverev from that point of view.
Zverev has to be very careful there. If he drops that return short, he's toast. He must get depth on this first return. Good night.
And in he goes again with pace to that forehand side, and he gets the desired result.
Team leads.
Team 3-2 first set.
Love 15.
It's been a reasonably sedate beginning, hasn't it? Both players just feeling their way, even now.
Fifteen all.
The bounce of Zverev's serve can cause some problems for players, and it looked like it caught Thiem there off guard. He completely mistimed that and hit the ball almost into the ground, I think, on the return. He just lost his balance, and the bounce from this tall athlete causes some of that. It's a different trajectory coming at you.
Gone to the slice along the forehand's return so far, Thiem. There's around a quarter of his forehand returns off the first serve are blocked, but this seems to be a high proportion right now.
For me, that just says that he believes if he can get the ball back deep, he's favourite. He believes in his baseline game.
It's very good. Yep. Hugo Braville on the right, Jez Green in the front row.
3 games on.
Marcelo Melo, of course, Brazilian doubles player, good mates with Zverev, just behind him. And he talked about him helping him on these volleys. That was a particularly good one.
Jez Green has been there a long time too, hasn't he? 6 years. He brings a lot of experience to the table in terms of his training, his fitness.
Changed it up again this year. He's obviously based in Monte Carlo, but was for a long time over in Florida, Zverev. Went back to Florida this year to do the pre-season training with Jez.
He didn't have much time though. He was on the road, wasn't he?
Love 15.
Playing the exhibitions, South America and China, I think. Doesn't leave a lot. There's not a lot of downtime for a touring professional in this sport. Not an off-season, not much of it anyway.
Some shot.
15 all.
Well, it was, but it must have caught just the outside of the line. That was close to being love 30 there, but this is a weapon, isn't it? This away forehand off to the right-hander's backhand. Catches the outside of the line.
Good movement here from Zverev. He was up on the baseline, good split step on his toes, made a very quick first step into the court.
But whenever a player gets to the ball at the top of the apex, in retrospect, you know that the drop shot wasn't that good. It was the wrong shot really for Dominic there. Probably a slice deep would have been better.
Nicholas Massou looking after Dominic Thiem. Dominic's Dad also a tennis coach who will also be travelling a fair bit with Dominic this year. No Thomas Muster, of course. That was a short-lived affair. But trouble brewing here for the Austrian. Digs that out from the backhand side, does Zverev. And he's back up a break in this opening set, 4-3.
Zverev leads 4-3.
Heavy company. And new balls here.
The others to do it. Obviously Sampras, Chang, Hewitt, Roddick, Nadal and Djokovic. So that's a fairly illustrious list that he joined by doing it, and it suggests big things on the way, as does this performance in the opening set.
Back at you with the off forehand. Fairly effortless, isn't it? Creates a lot of speed. That's the long arms, big levers. Creates the racket head speed here.
What a rhythm he's got on serve. 90% of his first serves have gone in this opening set.
So who gets the credit for changing his serve from the Brisbane ATP Cup? His dad.
Dad. His mum gets the credit for his backhand, one of the purest double-handers in the game. His dad now solely in charge. Of course, last year Ivan Lendl was on board for a while. Of course, Jez Green worked with Ivan when he was with Andy Murray, but that was a bit of a short-lived affair. A little longer than the one that Thiem had here with Thomas Muster.
Love 15.
But after a tentative start on that forehand, he is starting to find some genuine pace off it, much better depth.
Let's Fossum. Love touch.
Well, he's lost his way here a bit.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, certainly hit a flat spot, hasn't he? Making some funny decisions. Starting to open his shoulders up a little bit, Zverev. Hitting the ball harder, isn't he? Gained in a bit of confidence. Has the break in hand. Served awfully well in the previous game. Starting to believe a little bit here.
Juice.
He seems rushed a little bit on his forehand. He's missed timing his forehand a bit, Thiem, in the last couple of games.
He's looking to make a lot happen early on, isn't he? And again, that ball's dropping. He wasn't quite in position to hit it.
Advantage.
Just isn't organised.
Yeah, I would say this hasn't been a great set for Thiem. His standard against Nadal was better than this from start to finish. So he's been slow out of the blocks here, and Zverev has sensed it to a degree. Give him some credit.
Well, he kind of finishes the set team the way he started it with unforced errors. And that, in the end, was a very comfortable set that goes Zverev's way.
love.
I saw Zverev digging around in his bag at the end of the opening set there. There's been a few occasions in his career where some people have felt that he's been trying to look at a phone, but it's been rumoured and certainly been mentioned in the German media that he has diabetes. And that, during the course of a match, he's just checking his blood sugar there. He's never actually confirmed or denied it. But what is undeniable right now is his serve.
First game, second set.
And his composure on court is far superior than Dominic Thiem's. Just looking at Thiem's numbers for that opening set, not just the unforced errors, but the winners, which is obviously crucial to the way that he plays. He does play a lovely brand of tennis to his team because it is courageous, it is brave, and it is a lot of winners, but 4 winners off the forehand and 5 off the backhand, which is not his usual way. He has usually 2-to-1 winners on the forehand to backhand when he's playing. Just hasn't found that groove, and Zverev is capitalizing on it.
Yeah, he's got the job ahead of him here, hasn't he? Has to put that first set behind him, Thiem. Start again. Because these matches over 5 sets can swing big time. The whole perception can change. There's always peaks and valleys over 5 sets, but it can swing sharply in the opposite direction if you start putting a few shots together. Is he having trouble, Thiem, with the forward speed of the Zverev's ground strokes. I mean, they're a lot flatter, aren't they, in trajectory than Nadal in the previous round. It seems like he's rushed to me. It's tough to see it visually, you know, by the naked eye, but it just seems like the ball is getting onto Thiem faster than he expects, and he's late.
I think one of the differences of playing somebody like
40-50
Zverev here as well, he is somebody that doesn't mind hitting his forehand down the line, not necessarily ultra aggressively, but he wants you to then go cross court into his two-hander, which is his more comfortable side. So I think maybe just the pattern of play for Thiem, when he's gone down to the forehand, he's expecting it back at cross court, and he's getting caught a bit late covering the down the line shot. And also, and give massive credit where credit's due, Zverev's serving about 5Ks quicker than he has done on average in the tournament, and he's put 92% of his first serves in. So he has elevated his tennis to where it needs to be to dominate a match like this. This will be just the third second serve that Thiem's had a look at tonight.
Love 15.
So the first one of those evil little drop double faults. Let's hope that doesn't creep into his psyche.
Well, last year he was just under 2-to-1 aces to double faults of Zverev. Here, so far in this run through, he's been 5-to-1, but those are costly.
Well, I think his dad's blood pressure just went up. Part of the reason we haven't seen double faults is that his first serve percentage has been so high, 85% for the match so far. It's dropped off in this set. But that can throw your rhythm. You know, the two double faults is just like a dagger between your shoulders. I mean, it just throws your mind askew. And this is an unnecessary miss that he hasn't made in the match so far. So from his own doing here, Alexander, 540.
30-40.
Took the pace off there again. Just made sure of the location, 175. That's comfortable for him. The scoreboard would suggest things aren't quite as comfortable as they have been, though. Can he salvage the situation?
Faults. Cain, Thiem.
Well, it's the double faults that caused that.
Thiem leads
no
2
doubt.
games to 1. In love.
Every ball that Team Cain, he's going to the Zverev forehand with. Normally he would go across court several times in that rally, backhand across to the other backhand, but he's deliberately changed direction, gone down the line with his backhand and hooked every forehand across court. He's targeting Zverev's forehand here. Even on that shot, that was a difficult shot and probably the wrong shot. He still had a mindset to go to the Zverev forehand.
(40-50). Game, team.
The recovery continues for Dominic Thiem.
Team leads 3-1.
Not his fastest of the match, but not far off it as well at 2:11. His fastest for the tournament has been 2:16 tonight, 2:13. And just starting, you feel, to get the rhythm back in terms of the way that he wants to produce his points. See this in 4D. You can see he sees the gap down there, and if you're going to take it into the German's backhand, you're going to deliver it with pace.
15 low. (15 all).
One of those rare players, Zverev, who will actually move around his forehand to hit a backhand as his +1 shot after his serve. Actually, for a lot of players, when they take on the German, just trying to drive it into that forehand off the return is a good play.
Still maintaining a high percentage of first serves into play, Zverev, so I think that's helping him dramatically in this match. Keeps the gremlins away on the second serve. play. I like him sneaking in.
Yeah, and he keeps it close here in the second. Just the one break between the two. 3-2 team.
Love 15.
If I could get away with them, I probably would use those.
Attacking your opponent's weakness is always a difficult strategy at times in terms of overplaying it and overdoing it, and team just needs to perhaps be a little careful. Zverev was waiting on that serve.
Well, he had the range on that wide serve there out wide on the second court against Nadal, didn't he? It was his go-to serve, really. A lot of free points out there against the left-hander. A different strategy when you're playing a right-hander, but that angle's still the same. Oh, there's an answer.
He's going to have to change up his direction a little bit here, where the body's another good option for team, but Zverev once again looking for it.
It's amazing how few times I think the body serve is used in the pro game. I mean, Zverev is the type of player you think you would serve at the body a lot with those long arms, get him tangled up, go into the hip.
Well, the challenge, of course, is that he's so deep, though, isn't it, Fitzy? He doesn't give you the body serve as such because he's so far behind the baseline.
He's being erratic here, team, isn't he? Up and down, his form.
Zverev takes the point, and with it the game, and once again he read the play from team.
I just don't like the drop shot on this surface, Mark. It makes me cringe because it's so dangerous. Look how high the ball is when he makes contact, Zverev.
It's also about when you play it, isn't it, Fitzy? I mean, there Zverev had a long look to see the slice backhand was coming. He saw the, so he had moved off the ball to the baseline. His weight was going forward. So the moment that team hit it, he was already, you know, a good meter closer to running it down anyway. There was no disguise attached.
And he played the most difficult shot and the riskiest shot on break point.
Well, they both don't mind going long in rallies, that's for sure. And you kind of feel that team needs to settle in here and build a few more points like that. Too many unforced errors and not enough winners to offset that. That was the cornerstone of his success against Nadal, was his ability to hit winners while not hitting that many unforced errors.
Well, that's his trademark. Glorious backhand, single-handed down the line there from team. This backhand is up there. It's up there with Wawrinka, with Federer.
Oh, it's unlucky though.
Oh, that's a great smash. That was not easy. That ball was high, and it takes good timing to take this out of the air, especially when it's deep as well.
Yeah, and he took it to the smallest part of the court as well. He
exactly.
had to be accurate. Backhand as well, middle of that rally. Absolutely sumptuous from Zverev. Got so lucky. Had a lot of those the other night, didn't he? A couple of big ones. The net call on set point, second set. One to give him match point as well on a pass when it looked as though Nadal was perhaps turning it around.
Yeah, big moment here for it too. Just lost his serve and might get that break back again. That's how I think he can be a great hard quarter. Incorporate this all-court play, and he gets the break again to be in front. Team.
15 love.
Yeah, they're certainly both coming in waves with their form. Up and down like two yo-yos.
Mr. Zverev is challenged the call. Left service line.
Well,
Ball's called in.
If he's wrong here, he loses the point. Sasha. If he's right, they play it again.
Mr. Zverev has
a quick game here for Thiem, it looks like, to put him in the driver's seat here in the second set.
Quick game it is. And we move ever closer to this semi-final being a set apiece. Got so used to the big three and the big four when Andy was around and Stan Wawrinka being around in the latter stage of majors that kind of nuance of pressure, nerves, first time occasion, the unknown hasn't really been there. We've just always been expecting them to be able to deal with it in the way they always have, but this is a significant milestone in both of these two players' career. It's understandable that there's some erratic tennis out here. He has been a little more composed in the second set. His paces have come down off both his forehand and backhand. He's settled into a better groove, but he certainly tried to deliver that one with a little extra on it. Oh, he's made that.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't mind grabbing it here, team. The set, that is, a little bit lucky there, off the throat or towards the throat on the strings. And the height of Zverev allows him to create more angle, doesn't it, at times? That's almost unplayable.
Game Zverev.
It's not going to be a challenge from Thiem.
Team leads 5 games to 4.
Good change up.
15.
Predominantly been serving the Germans forehand on that due side. And he's whipped a quick one in there up the middle. Good start to the game.
Let's. Second serve.
He hasn't been as solid tonight on his ground strokes as we saw in the quarterfinal against Rafa. He was just in an amazing groove that night. Tonight he's inconsistent by his standards. Different type of ball coming at him though.
Shot of the night.
What will that do? Well, it takes a little bit of luck to make this, but it was deliberate. And something that dramatic can change the momentum a little bit. Just didn't get a hold of this smash enough, team, and gave Zverev the opportunity. Brings the crowd into play too.
He's got away with it. Oh, he had. Oh my goodness! Can you believe what we've just seen?
Well, sorry, I know he's ranked 5 in the world, but this is a shocker. The drop shot there was just asking for trouble. He gets away with it.
Well, the nerves are playing havoc out here with Dominic Thiem at the moment, but it's creating great drama for us.
Heart's in your mouth. He just can't get it going, can he?
Well, he's just not settling on the ball and having a peripheral vision, is he? I mean, had he just had a look out of his left eye, he would have seen that Zverev was waiting there.
Yeah, and he could have hooked it across court.
Yeah. You can always want something a little too much, and that seems to be the case for Dominic Thiem at the moment. And here is a route back into this set for Sasha Zverev. That was tough, and that was courageous.
Deuce.
And he has bullied his way back to deuce here.
Well, it's my favourite shot of teams, that off forehand. I love it when he goes for that ball, but they're fine margins. He must have touched the line with that on the break point. Just can't settle.
Advantage Zverev.
I mean, that shot there's an easy one for this player.
Yeah, as I was saying, he's got double the number of forehand winners to backhand coming in here, and he's got more backhand winners to forehand tonight. Just hasn't been firing at all for the Austrian. This is absolutely spellbinding out here at the moment. It's not always the prettiest of tennis, but my goodness, it's edge of the seat stuff.
Well, because of what's at stake.
Deuce.
It's not the best tennis we've seen from either of these guys this tournament, Mark, is it? But there's so much at stake here, and both of them are hesitating at different times.
He's pretty much taken the slice out of this on his backhand side team. Opening set, 41%. He sliced just 16% in this second, but it was crucial for him to somehow get out of trouble in that last rally. Made some nice adjustments in the second set. The Austrian has taken down his first serve speed. He's put a lot more first serves into play, and he would dearly love another one here as he creates a set point for the first time. There it is. It's a first serve, it's an ace, it's his third one of the second set, and he wraps it up. What an ending to the second set, though, that was.
Love.
It's interesting. Sorry, Fitzy, I was going to say it's interesting how they've both of them have tried to hit that kind of straight drop shot rather than even the cross-court one.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to flirt with the top of the net. You've got to hit it so soft.
And I've mentioned it before, but that's when he gets my attention. You don't come in all the time. You just come in at the right time and you use it sometimes as a surprise tactic, but the all-court ability just keeps the opponent guessing. Beautifully can't. I mean, the approach was unbelievable into the corner, wasn't it? But he sensed the opportunity and he's quick enough. And he volleys well enough. Smart play by Sasha.
40-30. Game, Zverev. First game, 30 seconds. Let's listen. Left.
You get a sense, sorry Fitzy, that that may have just calmed down Dominic Thiem a little bit. That whole sort of interlude there, he was looking very relaxed with the music being played. He was soaking in the crowd.
Well, he could be in a worse position than he is. I mean, things could have gone pear-shaped there halfway through the second when he was already down a set. So he must feel like he's got out of jail to a small degree.
30-15.
That's Old Faithful. If he finds his range there, he's going to be dangerous, team.
One game on.
He loves serving wide there, and it opens up the court, doesn't he? And he's hitting that. He's finding his timing there, it looks like. Not always easy to hit that forehand down the line there, change direction, but one of his favourite shots.
Just wonder when he plays a point like that, Dominic Thiem, how Zverev can win this match, because he doesn't look as though he's willing to really go after his forehand at all. And that's the shot that he's been struggling with tonight, particularly the down-the-line backhand. If that starts coming into play with that sort of effectiveness, it's going to be problems for the German.
Oh, no timing on the forehand volley.
A left fast sideline.
I'm unsure here, but if you hit that volley across court, it has to go away for a winner.
I think this is in. Well, just looking at Thiem's reaction afterwards, he didn't look too disappointed, and he had the perfect view of it. He knew he didn't hit it particularly well.
Well, Zverev just dropped. He mishit the volley, didn't he? Couldn't put it away. He's also got to be very conscious of not hooking his forehand across court too short when he's in the forehand corner. Thiem will come in against it.
Fascinating. He's gone into complete lockdown mode here, Dominic Thiem, in this game. Suddenly he's cracking out the backhand slice, which he hasn't used very much since the opening set, keeping the ball in play.
Looks more like he did in the quarterfinal.
Triple break point. That's a world-class backhand from Zverev. The angle that he created off that ball was something else.
I think Thiem got himself into trouble there. He tried to cover way too much ground to get around to hit his forehand. Just had him off balance. Sasha caught him.
Searing backhand in the Melbourne heat, and Dominic Thiem takes a break advantage in the third set, 2-1. Well, there was no malice intended from Zverev. He was just knocking the ball back, but the ball kids were running across the net, and it wasn't a million miles from them.
Well, he probably didn't see them to the last second. He had his eye on the ball there.
Let's seconds. No! 15.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch the serve wide. He's using it more and more, it seems, Thiem, and it just opens this court up. The return of serve from Zverev here has to be more pinpoint. It has to be deeper, at least deeper, that's the main thing, but probably closer to one of the sidelines as well. That's when Thiem serves wide to the first court we're talking about. Still not at his best, Thiem here. Struggling a little bit for form. I just expect him to explode like he did against Nadal at any time, but he hasn't. And Zverev's still well and truly in this.
Certainly got a very friendly net at the Australian Open. You can see the firepower and the spin that he generates. If it does clip the tape more often than not, it's going to still continue its forward momentum. This is out. That was never going to be in. It just threw Zverev slightly off balance.
Zverev has one challenge remaining.
Better length off the return again here from Sasha on the forehand side.
Good vision there, isn't it? You can see they don't leave anything in the tank, these modern players, Petch, do they? That's an almighty swing at every forehand. He misses this one.
Advantage.
Same tactic.
Zverev.
Just can't break the shackles, Thiem.
The forehand again of Thiem offering up hope for Zverev. Once again, you just love and admire the Austrian for his willingness to do the right thing no matter what's just transpired. This is not an easy backhand down the line to hit.
Really difficult. His mindset seems to be saying, well, I'm going to decide this on my racket. If I miss it, I miss it, but I'm not going to let you dictate to me on the big points.
Little subtlety injected into that serve with the carve outside the ball.
Really important game, this. I mean, he's looking like he's going to get ahead here, Thiem. He really does need to consolidate this break of serve, I think, so that it gives him a bit of breathing space against Zverev, because if he doesn't, the match could turn on its head again. So now the job ahead for the young Sasha.
Team leads 3-1.
Yeah, he's starting to fray around the edges. But again, just look at Thiem's play there, and it's not a huge difference, but it's just at the right time. He does the right thing. Couple of serves out wide to the two-hander. For most of us there, we would have been thinking he would plug away into the forehand of the German, as he has done for the majority of the match, but he switches the direction of his serve, and he continues to switch the direction of this match in his favor.
Let's first.
Pretty low percentage there. And he's starting to look more and more at his box, isn't he? It's been a slow grind for Thiem here to get back into this match first and foremost, and then to get his nose in front, start to edge ahead. Is all of that cumulative pressure starting to mount on his younger opponent. I think so. It's never a good sign.
Love touch.
Has to serve well here, Zverev, or he's in big trouble.
Should have been. I think Thiem was too nice.
Straight at the body, at the chest.
From here, definitely. Trying to thread it round there. I mean, that was probably three-quarter pace that he can generate. He should have just buried it through him. It's too important occasion to be nice. He scrapes out of this game. Thiem's going to rue that.
Third duel.
He did well there, Zverev. Give him credit there. I thought he was being pushed further and further back in the middle of that rally. And when he's way back, it looks like he's in trouble, but he quickly got up to the baseline when he hit a deeper shot. And that was as good as we've seen.
With just forearm strength.
Yes. You took the words out of my mouth, Petch. That was all forearm, just brute strength here. Because he's off balance. He doesn't get a chance to drive his legs and body through here, just the arm.
Good for the game, Dominic Thiem. You listen to the oohs and ahs during the middle of rallies. You listen to how engaged these fans are with this ball striking from the Austrian. Just detonates off his strings.
Big moment in this match, isn't it? Break point now for a double break in this third pivotal set. He was deep and wide, and the ball was low. That was no easy shot that he decided to go after. Fine line, isn't it, though, sometimes? You want to take the opportunity when it presents, and then just a tiny little error on the decision there on which ball to hit. How good was this rally from start to finish?
Advantage, Zverev.
Well, they're playing for a final in a Grand Slam. Why not? Challenge there.
Zverev thinks this is in.
Well, he does, but through the air he didn't.
No.
When the ball was coming through the air, it was a bit of a mishit from Sasha. Dominic thought the ball was going long, sort of pulls up and sort of stops, and then realizes it's caught the line, so they'll have to play it again.
And Sasha just saying thank you to his good friend Dominic Thiem there. And he stopped playing the point, and it's been deemed that that did not hinder him as well. So he's ended up losing the point as well.
Did his ball go over the line? I missed that. So John Blom, all over it. Well done, central umpire. But much closer than it could have been.
Thank you. Players are ready. Thank you. Love. The team is challenging the call on the right baseline. Ball is called in.
He doesn't think he's got this right.
No, I think it was in too. Yep. No real harm done. 15-all.
15-all. Mr. Thiem has 2 challenges remaining.
Comes one of those valleys instead of a peak for Dominic Thiem, is it? When he had 3-1, he had break point. And now he's opening the door again for Sasha Zverev.
Let's.
Well, amazing.
15-14.
It's almost like he... Hey, we know he wants to win badly, but it's almost like he's just not prepared to grab this match when it's presented to him. Strange.
Both have been broken 8 times coming into this semi-final. Both have been broken 5 times. I should say both have saved 5 break points and been broken 4 times. And Zverev, who will be desperate here to get back on serve here in the 3rd set. You won't find too many of these shots being played at some crucial times in the textbook.
Well, he chose to do it because Zverev was so far back, but that just shows it's a case in point in how high the ball bounces when you hit the drop shot. Zverev started way behind near the Melbourne sign, and he still got there pretty comfortably. Dangerous.
Advantage, Zverev.
He's back in it. He somehow resuscitated his challenge here, and it was all courtesy of the last game where he managed to hang on to his service game. And Dominic Thiem will be bitterly disappointed.
Oh, he'll be ropeable, I would say, with himself. He's let Zverev back in this. Now Zverev's got new balls to go ahead 4-3 in this pivotal set. He's just missed a golden opportunity to get well in front in the semi-final, has Thiem.
You can see that's where the drop shot would have worked. You can see just how much Zverev was backing up behind the Melbourne sign off the return there, and how quickly he looked to try and get up after it. But we see a number of players play it after their serve against Zverev, who likes to take a deep position, but it helped him there in terms of collecting the first shot from Thiem to get himself into the rally, and not only that, but into the set. The twists and turns in this one have been frequent. Where do we go next?
I think it's impossible to know, because their form is up and down. Some great stuff with some ordinary stuff here.
Let's.
2-14 with the new balls.
15 love.
Ace on the board.
From Zverev's point of view, he just needs, if he can get a quick service game here with the new balls, he's got a slight edge now in this match.
Dominic looks a little deflated down the other end. He's not missed a first serve. He's gone back to the patterns of his first set by just finding a beautiful rhythm. 24 out of 24 first serves made from the German in this third set. Having said that, just 18% of them have been unreturned. But in this game, that's 2 already.
40 low.
And much quicker. The confidence is oozing back into Zverev's game.
Game.
What a turnaround.
Zverev leads 4-3.
It's been another wonderful month. The Australian summer of tennis. For one of these two players, they're going to have another couple of days of tennis before they head back to Europe. Which one will it be? It looked like it was going to be Dominic Thiem just 15 minutes ago. They would be taking on Novak Djokovic in the final, but things starting to slip away from the Austrian.
The ball was called out. Love 15, Mr. Thiem has 1 challenge remaining.
You better win this point, Dominic.
Oh. 15 all.
Able to continue the momentum they've built up for any considerable time in this match. And a lot of it has been self-inflicted as well. A couple of loose forehand returns really from Zverev. Great stand volley. Full of poise, that particular shot.
40-15.
I like his volleys. I mean, and I am impressed that he's coming forward on big points. Good technique there, wasn't it? Out in front, transferring the body weight and very little backswing, just good timing. Well, a bit of a relief there, I think, from the team camp because things were starting to look a bit ominous. But at least Zverev, from his point of view, is back in this. We've got a flip of the coin now.
Fastest serve of the tournament for Dominic Thiem, that last one.
Well, the next 15 minutes is going to determine some serious momentum here, and it's going to be a big swing in the favour of one of these players. This third set will probably be telling, you would think.
He's made it. has he?
challenging the call on the right
Zverev
far
convinced
side.
this is out.
The ball was called in.
Or just looking from the
Your
camera
guess?
angle. That was my guess from the camera angle. It looked in.
I thought so.
Does have a bit of side spin on it, but it fell in.
Oh, gee, well in. You didn't see that one, Sasha. And as quick as you like, the pendulum turns again.
Love 30, Mr. Zverev has no more challenges from
I'm
him.
starting to get whiplash. It's turning so much, Mark.
Please. Let's first serve. Fifteen 30.
He actually overran that serve, didn't he? He went too far, caught it on the throat, and that's what dropped it short. There'd be some anxiety there in the coaching staff of Dominic. They can see the opportunities here that he's not grabbing. Is he out of challenges?
He is.
Well,
let him challenge if he wants to. Come on, man. It's right on the line. It's right on the line. It's impossible. But him overrule and let him challenge.
Well, that's never going to happen. To be fair, he thought the other one was out on the backhand pass down the line. So was it definitely in? Anyway, that looks out to me. I don't know what Hawkeye are going to say, but it looks out. And Hawkeye are telling us that it is out.
Please. Thank
His
you.
eyes are deceiving him.
Spiro thought for the linesperson. What a call. Oh, well, that's big. Huge, actually. At 30-4 on the third set.
40,
This
30.
serve that's been dodgy for 3 or 4 weeks
Violation.
comes up big.
Verbal abuse warning, Mr. Zverev.
No, he's let himself down a bit there, to be honest. His fastest second serve of the match. And he should have been celebrating, not cussing.
Quiet, please. Thank you. Players ready, thank you.
It's just
Love 15.
what you feel is not the greatest and the smartest shot. Through the middle would have been better there from him. He's missed a number of those. And he's got to be careful when he tugs out Zverev on the wide, because he's pulling the forehand beautifully cross-court, the German, and getting Thiem into that position often. Long.
No challenges left, Sash.
15 all.
But that was comfortably long, that one.
Yeah.
If he gets to a tiebreaker, he'll get one extra, but not for now.
He's playing with the perceived injustice as well about a line call already. That's certainly lit the inferno within him.
When the team serves wide to the forehand in the last few games, Zverev has upped the ante, hasn't he? He's hitting his return harder and a bit deeper. And that forehand, the second shot then from team down the line is not as easy, and he's missed a couple.
Well, at times, Thiem's courage flirts dangerously with being cavalier as well when his tennis isn't actually there. Sometimes he just needs to condense a little bit and play with a bit more percentage. This may well be one of those moments. Zverev has gone all out on that return, and it has gone a long way out.
Mark, I didn't see Sasha's quarterfinal, but I saw Dominic's. I think he's at about 65% of the level he was at in the quarterfinal here. And he might well go down 2-1 now.
Advantage.
So the big young German here making his move.
Can Zverev complete the turnaround?
I mean, you know him like a top, don't you? You know that he's going to mark. You've mentioned it several times. As soon as he's presented with the right ball, bang, on the big point. Gee, he's got courage.
Yeah, the lack of doubt helps him, doesn't it, at times on that. He sees it, he hits it. There's no second thought. It is one of his favourite shots off the serve as well.
That was a difficult ball, though, to knock off.
Thank you. Advantage, Zverev.
Good recognition in the middle of that rally from Zverev that his opponent struggling with nerves, and the situation gave him nothing up the middle of the court. Second set point.
Oh, it's a fine margin here. And I think the facial expressions of Zverev here showing the strain. He knows to win this third set would put him within striking distance of his first ever Grand Slam final appearance. What an opportunity.
Advantage team.
Who said being a coach is not stressful? We might need blood pressure tablets for both coaches, I think. So easily have lost that. Dominic Thiem there.
5 games
and after 2 hours and 27 minutes, it's dead even.
Yep, as Rod Laver used to say, it's not about winning all the points, it's about winning the right ones, and team's done it in that game. On the brink of being down 2-1.
Nicky Massou there just trying to pump his charge up. And the German supporters, the agony of it all.
15 love.
Yeah, well, they've had some good times down here in Australia, the Germans, with the likes of Boris Becker. Of course, René Schuttler also making a final here in Australia as well. Halcyon days.
Third love.
What does that mean? Feels like looks like he is feeling a bit off colour.
Maybe.
Looked at his box, made a strange facial expression there, Dominic. As if he's feeling maybe a tiny bit ill. Gee, classy volley. He's obviously been working on it.
40 love.
You would have been happy with that.
I think anyone would have been happy with that. Also, the shortness of the volley. Had it been any deeper, Thiem would have had a play on it. But there's Thiem just grabbing his stomach.
Cain, Zverev.
A game that perhaps he didn't really want to go on that much longer. Whilst falling over.
15 love.
Well, he's taken a couple of good tumbles here over the last couple of matches. Just missing his step slightly there. Had the presence of mind to see that he'd hit a winner before he went down.
Let's first serve. Third love.
Hard to gauge at the moment just how much of an impact it has having, whatever the stomach problem is. But he certainly just looks a little lethargic at the moment.
But I think he has all night, hasn't he? Is it my imagination? It just doesn't seem quite... quite as streamlined, I think, as he was in his quarterfinal. Look, you're not going to come out and be on top of your game every... Sasha, I think, too, has not played to his potential yet, but he is certainly looking stronger now as the match wears on. And we haven't been sure which way this third set's going to go for a long time now. The end result will be telling.
Great return. It's kept him in at 220.
40-30.
Serve again of the tournament was just in the previous 217. This is 220. He's going after for some shorter points here, team.
Pretty good view there of how fast that ball comes towards you.
Let's...
When you're standing there for a volley and the ball comes at you at that speed, it doesn't give you a lot of time to think, does it?
That's a real gift.
6-2.
I hope he can sense what's going on down the other end of the court, because if he can, just playing long rally seems to be the right route for Zverev to go.
Yeah, that was a gift on a platter, that one. I mean, he had a realistic chance of snatching victory in this third set before the tiebreaker.
It is to see him play with that kind of intensity right from the get-go off the return.
1-0. Team.
I love the intent. He made that into a difficult shot, but gee, he handled that with aplomb, didn't he? First point of the tiebreaker. And will that switch him on?
Thiem.
Well, he certainly switched his serve around just enough to keep Zverev honest on where he's going to go on some of these big points. He's just got to hit his spots well.
It can happen in the blink of an eye, can't it?
Thiem.
At the business end of a set, they've battled. We'll give or take an hour here in the second set. A few points back to back can turn it on its head.
Thiem.
Just the second breaker these two have played against each other, which is a very low number when you consider how well they both serve. But that was in Roland Garros 2016. Zverev won it.
Thiem.
Better shot through the middle. We've seen him so often tonight try and drill a forehand down the line. An almost impossible shot, even with his immense skill. That was much better decision from him as we take a look in 4D. And this is what he can see in front of him, that space in the forecourt, which is what he's trying to feather that ball to. And he does it, as Fitzy says, with some aplomb.
He almost decelerated the racket head forward there. There was no forward movement. He just, I think, feather is the correct way to describe it. Magnificent. Yeah, that forehand you said that goes down the middle of the court, as long as it's deep, it's fine.
Thank you.
Obviously thought it was a lead.
5-2 Thiem.
Did you hear something?
Well, he may well have a genuine injustice now rather than the perceived one he had earlier in the set.
There's technology that decides that lead. It's not the umpire's hearing. Well, is he serving? Zverev.
5-3 Thiem.
90% first serves in this whole set at that pace. Impressive.
That's too good. That is absolutely blistering pace. And Zverev had good court position there to beat him hands down for pace.
Thiem.
It's just a real tribute to this man's talent.
Well, it may well decide this third set too. And we know how important this one is.
Forehand starting to come to fruition in this third set. Moore have found the target. Three set points for the Austrian. one more set, and he will be into his first ever Australian Open final.
Team leads 2-1.
113 lost, 6.
La 15.
Careless opening point to this 4th set could compound the problems that Thiem at times has caused himself.
I think there's more of a mindset to go to the forehand of Zverev's than normal for Thiem. And that was another case in point. Just percentages there were probably to rip it across court and go in, I think. But he's prepared to go, take a bit more risk, and go what he perceives as the weaker side.
30-15.
Weaker side of his younger opponent.
Just a couple of crucial forehands off the return long tonight, Zverev.
$40-15. The team is challenging the call on the right far sideline. The ball's called out.
I think it's wide.
Seconds.
Made a couple of strange ones tonight.
The team has 2 challenges.
It's been fascinating to see how often he has wanted to use his slice backhand today. After the 2nd set, where he dropped off dramatically in its use, it went up even higher than the 1st set. And yet his 2nd set was probably his most productive in terms of how much the match was in his control.
So well measured there when he gets his feet in the right position.
First game, 4th sets.
That's the shot he used against Nadal so effectively. I think particularly at the end of the match. Probably got him over the line. Well, good position to be in.
Good position to be in. What do you think Zverev can do to bring the match back a little bit more on his terms? You kind of feel that he's been feeding off the scraps of Thiem at the moment.
Yeah, I hope we're not being unfair to Sasha, Mark. I've always felt that I've been waiting for Thiem to really explode here in form. He seemed a bit flat all night to me, a little bit, just off a fraction, and maybe the stomach issue might be part of it.
15 low.
But I've also been impressed with some of the facets of Sasha's game. We all know what a terrific young player he is and a potential Well, it seems like it's a matter of time over the years that he'll win a slam, Sasha, but I thought that team might have had that bit of extra dimension at this stage of their careers. But I'm not sure. I think if Team steps it up a fraction, there may be nothing Sasha can do here. But he's certainly got to keep serving well. Wants to avoid the second serve. We know that. And I think just keep not missing, because that's his main game. He's not going to come in as much as Thiem, is he? His all-court game is not quite as developed.
I'll pass it on.
I think the big screen was off-putting to him then. I think that's what he was getting irritated about.
I can't do anything right now.
He wants the scoreboard being put up there rather than actual play.
His backhand has been impressive, though, I think, tonight.
30-50.
Not spectacular. You don't see him hitting a lot of winners off it, but what a shot it is. It's so solid. Simple technique. It's hard to break down, that backhand. I didn't really answer your question, though, did I? If you're sitting in the box of Sasha, what do you advise him to do here? I think he's got to stay up mentally as much as anything, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of what I'm alluding to. I mean, he's serving at 90% in that set, and he's not necessarily, you feel, impacting the proceedings as much as he should be when you're serving at that kind of number. I mean, how aggressive does he try and be off the return?
Cain, Zverev, new balls, please. One game more.
As that serve again drops in from a nice height with good angle on it. 1-all, fourth set.
So what's interesting here is that Zverev is now returning, so he's gone to change his restring to get something a bit tighter, a little bit firmer, that hasn't been used yet, while he returns serve. But Thiem has decided, because he's serving with these change of balls, he's going to keep the old racket to get a little more ping off the strings. Maybe a fraction looser, maybe serve 5 or 10 Ks faster with the racket he's got. He'll change at the next change events. So new balls.
Fifteen love.
Hasn't been putting quite as much pressure on the team serve through the lack of return serves since the opening set. It was magnificent in that first set, just 14% of team serves. As we see a double ball come in, well, unreturned, just 4 out of 28, up to 30% and 31 as well in the third set. So if he can just start making team play a little bit more here, it might be enough for him to turn this around. He would have backed himself to have made that.
30-15.
It's one of the rare times the team didn't go full throttle on a forehand down the line.
Their games are set here, though, tonight, aren't they? The match-up is set. Their tactics are probably not going to change a lot, I don't think. There's been signs of what they are. Team attacking Zverev forehand at times a lot more than he normally would against a lot of players. Now it's a matter of playing well at the right time, I think.
To start to turn things around here a little bit. Try and be a touch more impactful in certain areas of the court. As team's starting to move towards his third ever major final. That's a good start from the German.
15 love.
A long journey developing a game that's good enough to win at this level and win the whole tournament at this level. And I'm really happy to see both these players still evolving as tennis players, playing more all-court stuff. That will take them, I think, that little half a step further. It's hard to believe for me how well Sasha Zverev is serving. It's happening sort of subtly without you sort of noticing it, but he keeps hitting the first serve in. If he misses this one, I'll eat my words, but he's at 82% for the match. That's special at this pace. Okay. There's an 18%er.
Cain, Zverev.
3 hours gone.
2 games all.
Well, he's certainly got the power, doesn't he, Zverev, that team can't shake him. And 2 sets to 1, it's still, you know, when you start the fourth and it's dead even again, well, there may well be a long way to go here yet. Just starting the 4th hour of this match.
It's Zverev challenging the call on the right service line. The ball's called in.
These young eyes have been
15
wrong a fair bit tonight.
Zverev has 2 challenges.
Yeah, and of course he had laser surgery in the off-season. He squeezed that in between all those exhibitions in South America and China before the ATP Cup. And a little problem with one of his eyes as well. Didn't quite come back to full health for a while, but no such problems now. Although if he keeps calling
30 love
for Hawkeye challenges the way he has tonight, he may be going back for a refund.
Trying to step it up there.
That's where you kind of feel that his forehand down the line isn't quite there. I personally, and it's the problem is you're going to be a bit of a giveaway for his opponents. Feel as though he needs to hit it kind of left foot in the court, almost parallel rather than open stance, because it so often drags back towards the middle of the court and players just aren't worried about it at the elite level.
Game team.
His team rolls through a service game.
Team leads.
Moves another
3
step
games to
closer
2.
to the Australian Open final.
Team just can't get a decent hit on the return here. That's why these games are going pretty quickly at the moment. Okay, second serve, finally he gets a hit at one.
40-15.
Maybe all for naught in this game.
Very comfortable with that play on his backhand side to go either inside in or cross court. Team having to take up a pretty central position there, was struggling to catch up with it. A nice clinical close and hold for the German.
Well, you just sense something's about to happen. It has to. It's just cruising a little bit too much at the moment.
Let's first off.
Well, even in that, there's a difference to the opening part of the match where there seemed a lot of confusion within Thiem's mind. He was definitely a little overawed by the situation, even though he's the one out here with more experience than Zverev by getting through to those 4 semi-finals in Paris before. But that time, his peripheral vision was working well. Saw the German move, slotted it in behind him. he doesn't have a quick enough slice to make you worry about getting your feet inside or at least on the baseline when he goes to the slice, and he went there early, and Thiem had already covered the drop shot before Zverev had even thought about executing it.
Let's first.
Well, that was well long.
40 love.
Was he questioning that?
Yeah, he was asking for guidance about whether to challenge it or not.
What operation did he have?
I think it was a
cataracts.
I think it was a left ankle operation.
Now, you said he had an eye operation, Mark.
Game team.
He may be going up for a follow-up visit if he thought that last forehand
Team
was anywhere
leads
near the
4 games to 3.
baseline.
Knowledge.
I can even tell you the pharmacy it was first sold at.
Good point there. Team pressing.
15
I
love.
like that. He was going after Zverev there, and the youngster good enough to combat him. Hung in the point, did Zverev. Came out on top.
That's a pass he'd expect to make. Got down well to it.
love.
Yet to wrestle a point off Zverev when he's made his first serve in this 4-set team. He does so now. 12 for 13 for the German.
30-15.
Nicholas Massou came on board just before Indian Wells last year. Won his first ever Masters 1000 on a hard court. Nobody would have predicted that given how prolific he has been on the clay courts, Dominic Thiem.
He's standing further and further back. That's a sign that he just can't get a handle on this serve. Almost in the back fence there.
Yeah, and it's interesting, he can stay up on the baseline because the one thing we all noticed in Indian Wells was that's exactly
how far back he is.
Yeah, what he did in Indian Wells was get up on the baseline.
Sometimes standing further back creates, it gives you more time to react, more distance to react to the ball, but it opens up the angles a bit more too. So I think on the first court, you know, you're more inclined to stand in to cut off the right-hander serve out to the forehand, but that's about as far back as I've ever seen anybody. Rafa's back there sometimes. Even for the second serve.
With the percentages in mind on his forehand, but certainly not on the backhand there.
If he got that back to juice, he had a sniff, didn't he?
Yep. Zverev, the recipient of that unforced error, untimely one from Thiem, really.
15 love.
Oh, something's got to give in this fourth set. Probably needs a little bit of luck to help there, but at full stretch.
15 all.
This is a defensive forehand, and he hits this a bit like a squash shot and finds the line. Or just inside.
Lovely exchange between these two, and how well Dominic Thiem did there.
30-15.
Looked like it was almost impossible to defuse that situation. And if one of the greatest of all time is nodding, you know you've played an amazing rally.
Okay, they're stepping it up now. It had to happen. Desperation causes that. Because potentially we are near the end in the fourth set. Zverev has to lift his game here to take it to a fifth.
Lovely all-court game being displayed here by Dominic Thiem in particular in this game. Lovely flexibility around the net.
Please. Mr. Zverev is challenging the call. Right far sideline. The ball was called in.
Well, just for the fact that he's challenging it, I'm going to say it's in.
You have a combative nature, don't you?
There you go.
Oh, okay, too good.
As reliable as the sun coming up, Fitzy.
Cain, Thiem.
Catches the outside of the line.
15 love.
Oh. A game of centimetres.
Great serve and volley, though.
Well, it was. He was so far back, Thiem, and he did well, Thiem, but starting at a disadvantage by being so far back because he thinks he has to be to get this serve back.
Boy, he tantalises you with those volleys, doesn't he?
30 love.
Well, they're not quite convincing enough, are they, yet, in his young career? But I admire the way that he's developing them.
40 love.
So when you take into consideration that Zverev had to win this game or he was finished, interesting to see the first 2 points he came forward. Used his volleys. Thiem has tended to do a bit the same in this match. When he needs a point, he's prepared to hit the forehand down the line and come in. So out of
40, 50.
3 out of 4 he's come forward. And this is the one he needs to work on a little bit. That didn't put enough on that first volley, and the feel is not quite there yet, is it? Just didn't open the racket face there, you could tell. Careful, Sasha.
40-30. Thank you.
And the psychological issue here is that when you lead 40 love and it gets back to juice, your heart rate goes through the top of your head, because all of a sudden now he's got everything to lose. If you love 40 and get back to juice, it tends to work the opposite way. The crowd's sensing it here.
Thank you. Please.
Never fear.
Advantage, Zverev.
Interesting that he elected to serve volley on the first serve and then went to it on the second. The one thing that may be of a slight concern to Zverev's fans, that if he's doing that, he's not feeling quite secure on the back of the court, because that is not his natural tendency.
But interesting tactic to me. I mean, wow. I wasn't quite ready for that. I mean, Thiem is so deep in the court, though. And it's a big, heavy, high-kicking serve. Gives him a bit of time to come in. Very accomplished backhand volley. Okay, still alive.
15.
And that's what he's trying to do in his service games, is stay away from those type of rallies developing. Well left.
Yeah, good eye, wasn't it? He knew exactly where he was in the court there.
40 love.
I tell you, you move inside the baseline there, you can get lost pretty quickly. But he knew he was within a metre, and that ball's flight was just too long. Good call.
His serve has papered over the cracks at times on his forehand, for sure, in this match. It was only moments ago that his opponent let slip a very healthy lead in his service game to get it back to deuce, and Thiem will be very vigilant, you feel here, to make sure the same doesn't occur to him.
That's as good as we've seen tonight. All out there. Simple technique and crushes it. Outside of the line.
Yep. Tied his things up nicely behind Zverev with that forehand. He's assured of a tiebreak.
Team leads 6 games to 5.
What tactics will Zverev employ here to get himself through to a second tiebreaker in this match? That will help. And that was unexpected. 2-13 as the second serve.
Well, his confidence level is a little different to what I saw on the screen in Brisbane a few weeks ago. Second serve. Goodness me. This is the best first serving I've seen all tournament.
Game Zverev.
Can't ask for a more competent holder serve in a more stressful situation from a tennis player. Exemplary from Sasha Zverev. And that gives him just a modicum of momentum heading into this tiebreaker here.
Please.
Ball girl there was a little lucky. That would have been nasty. That ball was flying about a metre from her head.
He's had very good success rate with that serve team when he's made it out wide. All the threes. Dominic Thiem would like another Three sets.
In about 3 minutes, probably. And for a change, he's standing in. And now back. Oh, there we go. Gee, no.
2-0.
The memories of Brisbane.
Well, the memories of last year as well. They've got particularly bad through the summer in North America.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, it travelled to Melbourne. He's going to challenge this, and I'm not entirely sure that this is out, actually, to be honest. I wonder whether that ace on the first point of the last game was purely almost because he was worried that it was coming.
Oh, that's big. Oh. Huge here in this context.
3-0.
Well,
Team.
This now the match is on team's racket.
Zverev has one challenge.
Too many breaks, 2 serves to come. He can put some real pressure here on his younger opponent with a couple of good points.
One of the 2 mini breaks back.
3-1 team.
Valiant effort from Zverev in that rally.
Well, he lives and dies by that a little bit, Dominic, doesn't he? His favourite play here, most of the match, has been wide to this first court, which opens up that backhand wing of Zverev's.
Missed it.
Well, that was always in his mind, wasn't it?
3-2 team.
1-2 punch out wide down the line with the forehand. Gee, now it's tight, isn't it? Had a chance to put half a nail in the coffin there. Bizarre, isn't it? What pressure does to you.
4-2.
Not a play that you practice that often as well. The big serve and then the overhead straight after it. It kind of is a different sort of rhythm.
Yeah, it's a harder smash to hit. If you're moving forward, the timing is much harder. And he goes to the more difficult side there. You know, you talked about the safer side going away, Mark, earlier. That's a bit more risky.
Tiebreak in a large part that's been decided by errors, but once again evidence of the pressure and the tension and the magnitude of the moment that both players are feeling.
Well,
2-13 again, exactly the same as he did on the first point of his last service game heading into, and that is purely because he doesn't want to hit a proper second serve.
No, he feels the rhythm on his first serve is safer than his second serve. I mean, he's hitting it at 80% for the match. So he figures, okay, I'll play the percentages. But isn't that strange? He's so, his confidence is so down on his second serve, he goes for a first. Amazing.
Correct one's good. Replay the points.
Goodness me. Well, if we could get any more drama injected into this match, I'm not sure where it's going to come from, but we've now got the dubious nature of Zverev's second serve making a reappearance, and unfortunately somebody making a bit of a dubious call there, but understandable. It's never easy to get those 100% right.
And that probably was on the outside line. What an overall by John Blom there, under pressure.
Thank you.
Well done. Oh, he backs himself, doesn't he?
It's a thunderbolt from Thiem.
Well, you've got to admire that, Mark. I mean, he's missed a few of these tonight. But he's, like you've said, he backs himself at the big moments. And is that the reason he can one day win a major?
That is monstrous. 164 Ks on that forehand. And he's vaporized another one. And he's leaving Zverev in his slipstream here. Three match points for Dominic Thiem. Now 2.
6-4. Thiem.
That is a fitting way for it to end.